我的很多 coaching client 都问我，去建工那些经理为什么问那些稀奇古怪的问题？他们是怎么把这些问题想出来的？怎么编出来的？和他到底是想要问我什么？到底想知道什么？为什么会那么稀奇古怪？好，我们今天呢就回答这个问题。我自己的经历呢是这样的，我以前呢是做电脑的，在西方的大公司里头工作，澳大利亚、美国东海岸、西海岸很多地方都工作过，而且呢我做了很多年的 contract 工作，特别是在澳大利亚，所以呢我那时候呢是每天去建工，所以呢去建工被别人 interview， 我相信我有1000次了。然后呢我又自己开了生意，雇了人，炒了人，然后呢我还做了 recruiter， 然后呢我还做过这个 business coach consultant， 然后呢我还教过 business leadership seminar。 所以呢我不光被别人 interview 过1000次，我 interview 别人也有上千次了。我见过各种各样的 applicant candidate，说实话的，说假话的，挂羊头卖狗肉的，我什么样的都见过。然后呢，当我去教这个 business leadership seminar， 我的学生当然了，那都是经理了，都是 manager 了，他们的一大问题就是雇错了人了，怎么能够防止雇错了人？怎么能够在 interview 的时候不被骗了？所以呢，当我教这个课的时候呢，就是这个 business leadership seminar， 当我教这个课的时候呢，我就专门有那么一堂课是教他们怎么去 interview 人，怎样去设计自己的 interview 问题，怎样不被这些挂羊头卖狗肉的这些 candidate 这些 applicant 给骗了。然后呢我就教给了他们一个很重要的概念，就是说呢这个问题呢是不能直着问的，就是说你的 question 呢不能是 overt， 你这个问题必须得是从其他的方式得来的。这个 question 的这个词儿不是他这个 question 要得到的这个问题的答案。所以那些稀奇古怪的问题，这些经理们是怎么设计出来的？他到底是想听背后是什么？所以我当年是教给美国这些经理怎样做经理，怎样雇人，怎样去设计这些稀奇古怪的问题的。那么呢，今天呢，我就给华人朋友们、专业人士，想去西方的大公司里边找专业高薪工作的白领的专业人士，给你们讲这些问题，这些经理是怎么设计出来的，和你应该怎样回答，好吧？那么呢，我下边呢要用一些我当年上课的时候，给这些经理们上课的时候录的一些录像，给他们讲课，来向您教给您这些经理的害怕是什么，他们的想法是什么，他们犯过什么错误，他们一朝被蛇咬过所以他们在想什么，他们为什么要去设计这些 covert 这些招聘interview question， 为什么不能直着来问你这些问题，好吧？那么您看了下边这些录像，您就会明白这些道理，您就会明白他们为什么这样问问题和他们想知道的是什么。好，再提醒一下啊，您下边要看的不是我讲给 individual contributor， 我不是讲给来建工的人，我不是来讲给专业人士，您下边要看的是我讲给经理，是给经理讲怎样去雇人，怎样在雇人的时候不被骗了。当您看完了下边这些课以后，您就会明白经理为什么会问这样的问题，雇人的经理是怎样设计这些问题的，和这些问题到底想知道什么答案。我不光有讲课时候给他们讲的背景知识，我还有10个 sample 或者是10个 example question， 我教给这些经理，这是10个 example question 和 example answer， 什么是好的 answer， 什么是不好的 answer。 然后呢我让这些经理呢去用这个10个 example 去设计自己的问题，然后呢我用那个10个 example answer 教给这些经理去怎样分析这些答案，什么样的答案是好的雇员应该来雇的，和什么样的答案是不好的雇员，这种人是不要雇的。好，请大家 enjoy， Don't forget like subscribe and share， 把这个 video 分享给所有的华人朋友、白领、专业人士，希望大家共同进步。我用我自己的经验呢帮助过好多人，所以呢如果您需要我的帮助，如果您需要 coaching， 那么呢我会把我的电子邮件和我的网站放在下边，您可以来联系我，我会帮助您。
Hiring the right people. Okay. Who here has hired a mistake? And you survived. Okay, who here? You three? Okay, who here has never hired anyone? Not yet. Haven't done it yet. Okay, let's make it very quick. 30 seconds please. Okay, what did you do?
I hired a guy who had a great resume.
What's industry, what profession?
HVAC.
Okay.
I hired a tech. Happened to be my brother-in-law.
So you made two mistakes.
Hired him, told me he could fix anything out there.
Brother-in-law, I think what? I think your wife's brother. You made three mistakes.
And he couldn't perform, and I had to let him go Friday.
Like today? Like this week? Last Friday? Oh man. Can you make the room cooler, please?
I feel the heat right now.
Yeah, seriously, can you? I tried
Oh, you don't know how to use that?
Yeah, I can't. I'm a millennial. I can't read that. So seriously, could you help me to make the room cooler, please? Thanks. I was writing to like HVAC people and asked them to. All right, what happened to you?
Same thing.
You hired your brother-in-law?
No, not a brother-in-law. Great resume. When he interviewed, all the questions I asked him, he got all the technical questions correct. The way that he talked, you could tell that he was going to be a great customer service. Once he came in, I found out that it was all talk. He could not walk the walk. So talking was easy for him. And I told him, I said, maybe you should go be a car sales guy. I said, because you're very good at talking. I said, but you're not very good at performing. Well, this was like towards the end of 2-month run that I gave him. And towards the end, I told him, I said, this is not the job for you.
What industry, what profession?
Same thing, air conditioning.
Okay, by the way, what do you mean you gave him 2 months?
So typically when you hire a technician, they ride along with another technician for 1 or 2 weeks, depending, so that they can learn the system.
Okay.
Once they learn the system, they go on their own.
Okay.
When this guy came in, he came in at a time where there wasn't that much work to begin with, so the calls that he did run, customers would never call us back to tell us that it wasn't fixed, because they were afraid of retaliation from the guy. So we were...
Wait.
Exactly.
We need to learn, just like cops, we need to learn from criminals.
Mm-hmm.
We need to learn from bad employees. How do they pull this off? So is this, are you running a HVAC company? So are you the owner?
I'm not the owner, I'm the service manager.
You're the service manager. So you have these technicians, you put them in trucks, you send them out there.
We send them out.
So are these customers commercial or residential?
Residential.
And how did he put the idea in the customer's mind? How did he successfully intimidate them not to call?
That's the question that I wanted to know, because the customers that he got were very sweet people. So a lot of them are like, I don't want to get them in trouble. So they felt sorry for the guy, but at the same time, their last comment was, and I just know where I live, and I just don't want any retaliation.
That's always the fear from customers.
That's always the fear from customers. So we started doing what we call happy calls, which we call the customers after our employees go, just to make sure that everything was good. But even then, the customers would still not give us all the information because they were afraid, because this guy knows where they live now. And so they would be afraid that was going to be the case. And so we didn't find out for like 2 months until that's what happened. I started, one of them called and said, hey, it's still not fixed. And so then I started looking at all his calls, and then I started noticing that he completed everything, but it was never completed.
So he typed in there, it's completed.
Yes.
All right. This is your homework. You need to learn what, sorry, Australian phrases almost came out. What jack he put, okay? What dirty tricks, what Jedi mind tricks that he put on these customers. What's the customer's demographics? Are they whatever older couple, whatever? What psychological weakness, like IT security weakness? You know what I'm talking about, right? Like a hotel casino, like a security weakness. Like people steal from like a supermarket and cash register. Right? Where's the security hole? How did he intimidate? How did he like mind twist his customer?
Into that point.
This is like a what's it called? Stockholm syndrome. They have compassion for the kidnappers.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I thought. And the thing about it is this guy could talk. I mean, he should have been like a negotiator or something. And when I talked to him, I was like, man, you're really good at talking.
So he should be a police hostage negotiator.
Yeah, because that was the thing. Like he would manipulate them to thinking
That's
that
where I was going to go.
he just manipulated them.
Yeah,
Like,
but you need to learn how.
Oh, how he did it?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't ask him that.
Probably played the victim aggressively to the point where they felt sorry for him but afraid of him at the same time.
So one comment that one of the customers told me was that he told them, I'm going through a lot in my life that I just want to get fired. So he did play like a victim card, I guess you could say. But yeah, and unfortunately we didn't find out and that was the thing that we had to like really call customers and talk to them to the point of them actually opening up and telling us what actually happened.
And how many bad employees play that game directly on you, the manager? Please don't fire me because I have all these problems. And you end up drag on beyond 91 days. So what happened to you, Mr. 8 years experience?
Pretty much the same thing, manipulation. The company I work for is we're commercial real estate, and we own a couple of like suites in hotels, so we part ownership in.
You mean hotels with a kitchen?
Yeah, but with luxury.
Luxury hotel
pool,
suite.
the suites.
And the rooms have multiple rooms with a kitchen and all that, okay?
And so I'm a manager of managers.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of one of those things that I hired him off a good resume, good experience, but he wasn't treating his employees the way he was treated. So he would
elaborate, please.
So he would kind of like give the people under him the short edge of what he gets. So we deal with a lot of celebrities. A lot of celebrities come in, they kind of spend money, they tip. And so if he knows kind of like the rich celebrities or the ones that tip, he would take that instead of having his employees work, and then he'll take the money and not even put in, because you're supposed to turn in all the tips, and he would just take the money. He was just not honest at all.
Okay.
And his employees started catching up to what he was doing. And 2 weeks ago, we had to let him go.
Okay. After 8 years, you still got scammed.
It's gonna happen.
Notice the commonality here. They're very good at drafting a perfect looking resume.
And yeah, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
When you talk to them, they can sell you a boat.
Yes. They can sell you the Brooklyn Bridge. They sell you the backside of the moon. They are very good at job interviews. Right? Some of them are even very good during the first 90 days. Yeah. And on day 91st, you're screwed. If in California, you're really screwed. Why do you think they're so good at job interviews?
They have a lot of people all the time.
Yeah, they do it so much.
They practice a lot. Why? They fired a lot. Yeah. So, as a first-time manager, hire the right people. The most important skill you need to hire. Yeah. Here's the mindset you want to hire, and here's the mindset you don't want to hire. The mindset you want to hire is somebody who wants things in life, and I believe I'm responsible to get what I want in life. And to get what I want in life, I have to contribute first. Contribute first, and then I'm gonna get rewarded. And then the reward is never gonna be as big of a pie as I wish. I can always wish for a bigger cut, right? Starting from the morning, I need to get money out of my pocket and put gas in the tank to drive to work. Right? The car, to get me to get to work, I have to pay for it. I have to pay to change oil. And then the tire's gonna blow out, right? I'm gonna have to, people are gonna cut me off in traffic. All of that, it's cutting into, that's just expected. That's just reality. When I get to work, there will be low-performing employees slowing me down, right? There will be high-performing employees helping me. And then there will be pleasant customers, there will be nasty customers, right? It happens to all of us. None of this is not fair. It's not they got a target on me. That's just life, that's just reality. And when I finally go through all this trouble and get paid, right? Every level of government politicians want to cut, right? And then I have to contribute to the banks to use my money to gamble on Wall Street. And then I'm going to finally get some money to buy food to feed my children. And then the bank will want to feed. Right? Yeah. I use a debit card to pump gas and the gas station wants 10 cents. That's just normal. That's just life. Okay? Now, the bad employee, they have the opposite mentality. All right? I don't have their mentality, so I'll have to write it down. Their mentality is society and the rest of humanity is responsible to take care of me. My job is just to take. To come on a scam and just to get a job, that's just too much work for me. And the world should revolve around me. All right? But I can easily see the world is not revolving around me. Therefore, there's something wrong with the world. And what have you done today to make me happy? Josh, what have you done today to make me happy? Nothing. You're a bad person. They practice, this is what this CPU is calculating 120%. What have you done to make me happy? Nothing. Bad person. And what can others do to make life better for me? What are others not doing to make life better for me? That's what they focus on. Just when I thought I've seen everything, somebody sent me this on Facebook. If it's on Facebook, it must be true, right? This guy was 30 years old a few years ago when this was on Facebook. Relax. This is not in America. This is in India. And some of you might have seen this on Facebook. 30 years old, whining and complaining on Facebook. Why do I have to go to work to feed myself? Why do I have to sit in traffic in the Indian hot sun just to get to work? Why is life such a pain in the you know where? Whose fault is this? Whose fault is it that he has to endure pain and suffering just to stay alive? He's so smart, he's so highly educated, he did a logical deduction, and his conclusion is, this is all the fault of my parents. Because, yes, he posts on Facebook, my parents gave birth to me without my consent. Do we have any mothers in the room? How do you feel about this?
He was indulged.
You're very polite, aren't you? Toward another mother
yes.
in India.
Yes.
So he has decided to sue his parents for giving birth to him without his consent. By the way, mommy is a lawyer. So is daddy. And he announced his major decision to sue his parents to his mother over breakfast. My guess is cooked by her,
Yes.
which means in her kitchen,
Right.
which means in her house, which means he lives there, rent-free.
So they poisoned it.
Oh! So the Indian newspaper came to the house to interview the mother. How do you feel your son is not suing you? She said, I'm so happy for him. I said, the lady is confused. Yeah.
She was happy for him.
Yeah.
Well, he's finally doing something for himself.
Oh, probably.
Can you see why he's the way he is? Yeah. You're gonna give him a job, right?
No.
Bring him to America. H-1B, guest worker visa. In the IT industry. No? Who's not gonna give him a job?
Oh, he's not gonna give him a
Raise hand, not gonna give him a job. So means you gonna give him a job?
Yeah. Clean toilets.
He's gonna sue you.
Right.
So for those of you call him a bomb. For those of you who refuse to give him a job, is it because he's a foreigner?
No.
So you're xenophobic and you refuse to admit it. If you call him a bomb, is it because he has brown skin?
No.
So you're a racist and you refuse to admit it. So you're not gonna give him a job because he's a male, not female, right? So you're a sexist. This is their thinking, right? They are playing at a different level of a game. Okay? Think of this. The classic example of a different level of a game is Levi Jeans. You know the story of Levi Jeans? Everybody went to San Francisco to dig the gold, right? And so all the pants were torn. So Levi just said, I'm going to go in there, not digging gold, I'm going to sell them pants. This is what they call a different level of a game. Right? So you're playing the game of getting things done, right? They playing the game of gaming you. They gaming you good heart. Okay? If you're a cop, don't you want to understand how criminals think? Yeah? So you all got a wallet, right? You understand you need to make sure your wallet is not in somewhere that can be easily stolen, right? It's the same thing, right? Because the criminals, they play that game. They'll tell you, oh, you don't need to hide your wallet. You know, why do you feel so suspicious? Why do you think everybody's a bad person? You should leave your wallet, your credit card, everything cash. Just lay them around. Right? This is what they tell you. If you try to hide your wallet, you're a bad person. Why are you trying to hide it? You're a bad person. Yeah. And then when you're not looking, who's going to be stealing your cash? That's the game they play. They play the game on you by accusing you of being a morally bad person. Right? And they play the game of intimidation, emotional blackmail. And you being a good person, you are susceptible to these kind of dirty games. Who here has hired a mistake by mistake? And you survived. You didn't kill you. All right, who shared? What happened?
She was young, and I wanted to take a chance on her and give her the opportunity for her first job. And she came to work when she felt like it. Sometimes didn't show up.
You mean it's like I'll just have ice cream whenever I feel like it.
Yeah.
It's like an athlete who comes to practice whenever they felt like it.
Yeah.
Who else had a mistake? Let's put your hand. Yes, do share. What happened to you?
Well, he was an older gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
Interview went great. Everything that we were looking for just didn't turn out to be a good fit. It was the way that he would speak to other employees.
Okay.
And the way that he would behave. He would act out almost as if he was more of a child, I guess you could say.
And then, how long did it take you to get rid of him?
Probably about a year.
If you put out the wrong ad, you're going to attract the wrong crowd. Once you attract the wrong crowd, it's nothing but a waste of time from this point on. I have a bigger story. Happened in the 1960s. The American Mathematician Society had their annual convention in Las Vegas. The hotel was sold out. Lowest gambling income of any convention ever. They were told not to come back next year. Think about it, right? If you're running a gaming casino, why would you want to get a whole bunch of guys in the 1960s all with PhDs in mathematics come here? They're not going to gamble, are they? If they did, they'd be counting cards and win. You don't want to get the wrong crowd here, do you? And you want to know how to figure out somebody's lying, cheating Boston on the resume.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we get that all
We'll
the
talk
time.
about it in the next
I
few
work in
minutes.
the street.
Yep. Okay. You want to hire the right mindset. You want to avoid hiring the wrong mindset. Okay. The right mindset of a good employee is they're very reality based and they want to contribute first. So I want things in life. I want this and that and the other. To get to what I want, I have to do the work to get what I want. And to do the work, I have to work collaboratively with other people. Right? I have to work. If I want to work at HVAC, I have to work at a company. Right? So I have to work with other people, and I have to come to work first. I get paid what? Every 2 weeks at the end of the month, I got to work first. Right? It's like a utility. You use the utility first, and then at the end of the month you pay. And then to get to work, I have to have a reliable car. I have to pay out of my own pocket to get the car. I got to pump gas in the car to get to work, right? There's going to be a traffic jam on the road. Maybe I'll get a flat tire. Some jerk will cut me off on the way to work. In New York, I got to pay tolls just to get to work, right? When I get to work, There will be some employees pulling me down, wasting my time. My boss hired a mistake, right? There will be some employees I don't get along with. There will be some employees I do get along with. There are bosses who are helping me, bosses not helping me, right? And they might send me to see a nice customer, they might send me out to see a nasty customer, okay? I'm going to deal with them all. And then I'm going to get paid. After all this hard work, I'm going to get paid. After getting paid, every level of government will want to take a cut. And then I see the money in my bank. And the bank will make up names to charge me fees, right? And then I'm going to have to drive to the grocery store to buy some food, okay? And then the ribs are $10 a pound, half of them are bone, so really they're just $20 a pound. So finally I get to feed my children, right? And this is just all reality, and I accept that. I'm just living in the real world. That's a good employee. A bad employee you don't want to hire, I don't think the way they do, so I have to take my notes. The way they think is society, the rest of humanity, they're responsible to take care of me. My job in life is just to take. And the world should revolve around me. But I can see the world is not revolving around me. Therefore, there's something wrong with the world. And you're a bad person if you don't make me happy. And number 3, what can others do to make things better for me? What are the others not doing to make life easier for me? This is their number 1 focus, is what are other people not doing to make life easier for me? They're forever whining a company. Very negative people. And then just to top it off, others are responsible to make me feel good. If I feel bad for whatever reason, it's other people's fault. I'm upset. What are you going to do to make me happy? You can never please them, all right? This is a never-ending game. So you bring them in for the job interview. So he told you a bunch of hot air, sweet nothing. You heard what you wanted to hear. Same thing to you. Just another guy who told you what you wanted to hear. Yeah. Just another guy who's like running a liquor store. You hire the best customer. Loyal customer. Yeah. So how would you know? Okay. How would you know if he's telling the truth? Okay. You can't use. I'm sorry, HR. You can't use the standard question that HR department gave you. Been using for 30 years. Okay. Overt job interview questions. Are you a good employee? Are you a hard worker? Are you responsible? What's your biggest weakness?
Right.
You can't use them, okay? Because what's going to say? Yes, I'm a good worker, hard worker, responsible. My biggest weakness, let me think. I work too hard. I'm a perfectionist. I got here 7:30 a.m. You sign up the time in a row, okay? Yeah. Imagine you're a police detective, okay? This is not what detectives do. So, your wife was murdered last night. Did you kill your wife? No, I did not. Okay, it's not him. His wallet is not missing. Did you steal his wallet? No, I did not. Okay, it's not him. You can't do that. Ladies, you're on a date. You want to know if the guy is romantic? You want to know if the guy is responsible? You can ask him that. Are you romantic? What if he says yes? Then you know he's not romantic. Right? Married guy has no idea what I'm talking about. You have to be covert. Okay? You gotta be using covert job interview questions. Now, come to the interview. Okay? You can't use overt job interview questions. A lot of this, now I wish the HR lady was here. A lot of these overt job interview questions are drafted by HR. HR are not line managers, right? They don't suffer the pain that you suffer from having to manage the bad employees on an hourly basis, right? They might hear about the bad employee on a weekly basis, and they are not directly interacting with bad employees. You are, okay? So they will give you, okay, so here's a company standard job interview question, right? Here's the thing. Those questions, like, are you a good employee? Are you a hardworking employee? Are you responsible? Right? What's your biggest weakness? That is the answer you're trying to get. But that shouldn't be the wording that you use, right? Imagine trying to filter out bad employees. It's the same as you being a police detective, Sherlock Holmes. You want to find out if so-and-so did or did not murder his wife, right? If you're a detective, you can't go to the suspect. Did you kill your wife? Right? If he did kill his wife, what's he going to say? No, I did not, right? So are you going to be so naive? Yeah, he said no. So I asked him, are you a good employee? And he said, yes, I am. All right, so he must be a good employee, right? No, you have to use covert job interview questions, right? You can't use overt, like ladies, right? If you get on a date, you want to find out if the guy is romantic, right? You want to find out if the guy is responsible. Are you going to ask him, so are you romantic? Are you responsible? Right? And if he says, yes, I'm romantic, you're going to take his word for it? By saying, yes, I'm romantic, that just demonstrated that he's not romantic. So you gotta use covert job interview questions. So in here, I have 10 and then 3 bonus questions. I got them in very small print because I got so much information to fit here. Not only I give you the 10 questions, that's what is covert testing. They don't even know what and how they've been tested. They don't even know what the true test is. You know how you test someone? You don't want them to know what the test is, right? You want to observe. You just study psychology ever since? But you know what I'm talking about, yeah. So in here, I give you the detailed explanation after the wording of each question. What game are we trying to play on them? Because they're playing a game on us. Instead of getting gamed, we're going to game them. Instead of allowing them to trick us up, we're here to trick them up. Okay? I'll give the detailed psychological explanation of why this thing works, what are we trying to test, what's the example of a good question answer, and what's the example of a bad answer. Okay? And if you study this, okay, you read this is so small, you're going to get yourself a 95 marks. Okay, if you read this 3 times, you're going to get the idea. And then the mindset, the way detectives think. And then you can either use them word for word as it is during a job interview, or you can change certain keywords just to fit your industry. Or, best, I'm hoping, is once you learn this way of thinking, you can draft your own covert job interview questions. So here's, I give you, I guess I'm giving you everything. I'm giving you a fish you can eat per day. I'm also teaching you how to fish, right? I'm also telling you that you can learn how to fish. And I'm also telling you that once you learn how to fish, go teach other people how to fish, okay? And so this is something you can invest in, okay? Think about it. What's the harm to the corporation, or what's the harm to your own pocket, your personal pocket, every time you hire a mistake? To the corporation, I would say it's about, if they hang out for 9 months, it's about 100 times their salary, the harm they cause the corporation. To yourself, every time you hire a mistake, I would say about $20,000 out of your personal pocket. Think about it, the time you spend. The time you have to go home and talk to your family. How about your next promotion is delayed? How about your team think of you as an idiot? How about the bad apple you hired drive away 3 of your good apples? They quit. How about, what do you think if I was thinking of you? Idiot?
Correct.
Okay, are you speeding up your next promotion? You got an idea? Yeah. The cost to you is about $20,000. Okay.
10 covert job interview questions you need to use in order to avoid having a mistake by mistake. And here is question number 1. Take a look at the candidate's resume, okay? And if you see the candidate having moved in the past from company A to company B and using your industry and your professional knowledge within your industry, you know that his new job back then at company B actually paid less than company A, either a horizontal move or it was a downgrade of his salary or maybe of his position. Okay, just ask him, why did you move from company A to company B, from that position to this position? This can be 3 years ago or 20 years ago. Okay, just ask him. An example of a very good question would be something like this. Oh yeah, that was 25 years ago, and I moved myself and my whole family from wherever we were to Silicon Valley, Bay Area, and it was just before the dot-com bubble crashed. 6 months after I got there, the dot-com bubble crashed. It was the crash of 2000 and 2001. It crashed, and I was out of work. We just bought a brand new house in the San Francisco Bay Area, and we had zero equity in the house. We couldn't sell it because we were upside down. The housing, because the dot-com bubble crashed, the job market crashed, the housing also went down, so we couldn't sell it, and we were upside down, and so we were stuck. Okay, my wife also moved with me, so were our kids at the time, and she got a job in the non-tech industry, and then my kids just started going to school, and we were stuck with this house that we couldn't sell because it was upside down. So I ended up taking a position that paid 20% less at the time. I just swallowed my pride. I did whatever I needed to do, what I had to do for myself, for my family, for my children, for their schooling, okay? I did whatever I had to do. So I took a position that paid 20% less, and it took me 2 years to get back to where I was financially and also in terms of my career advancement. So here's the analysis of that example answer. That was actually a very good answer, okay? Because it indicates the candidate, he was and he is willing to do whatever is necessary. He is willing to swallow his pride, okay, for what's important. And he understood long-term versus short-term pain for long-term gain. And he's a very responsible person. Usually, if people are responsible to their families, to their own children, they are a responsible person, and then they tend to be, relatively speaking, okay, responsible individuals on the job and responsible individuals for the company. And they are reliable. They make reliable employees. So that was an example of a good answer to a covert job interview question. All right. Question number 2. Point at a past job on the resume of the candidate and ask the candidate, what did you gain or how did you benefit from this particular past job? And here's an example of a very good answer. You might go something like this. Yeah, that was my first job when I was 16, working for a particular well-known fast food company. And on my first day, I learned from my boss at the time, if you can't make the customer happy, at the very least, don't make them angry. That is a very good lesson for a 16-year-old to learn. And then if he answered, that's what he gained because he learned the value, the importance of making customer happy or preventing the customer from getting angry. It indicates that this candidate values learning as his personal gain, which means if you hire him, he will also be humbly learning whatever he needs to learn and from you, both in terms of professional technical skills, but also in terms of industry knowledge, wisdom, and insights. In this knowledge-based economy, it's kind of sort of important that you need to hire people who value learning, who value career advancement, who value their self-development, personal development. Question number 3. Ask the candidate, so what are you looking for at our company that you don't currently have at your current company? An example of a really, really bad answer is, yeah, I'm looking for a place that can come in as late as I want, smoke a joint in the office, drink beer, and you, the boss, you wouldn't mind. The idea is, I am looking for less responsibility, being held accountable less, a place whereby I can do less for more money, where I can goof off more and for more money. And it's all, what can I get away with? You want to watch out this sort of mindset. That is, what or how much can I get away with? Question number 4. Tell me about an accomplishment that you're truly proud of. Tell me about a change or a project that was your idea. You initiated it with your boss and you saw it all the way to completion. And here's an example of a very good answer. It might go something like this. I'm the janitor. I sweep the floor for a living. One time, I hated the broom I was given. I went broom shopping on my own. I found another brand, another model of broom, and I presented the new broom to my boss and why and how this new broom will benefit everyone, including my boss, the company, and myself, and the crew, and everyone else. And to my surprise, after 2 conversations, of evaluating, helping the boss to evaluate, presenting all the reasons and how it's going to benefit everybody, my boss changed the broom supplier to the broom of my choice, and that was a good day. You see, that is a very good answer because it shows the candidate is responsible and he takes initiatives. When he observes, when he sees situations whereby there's room for improvement, he goes out of his way to improve the situation, not just for himself, but for the whole team and the company and the boss and everybody, outside customers, outside vendors. So that's the sort of candidate that you want to be on your team working with you. You don't want those candidates to be with your business competitor. That's how your competitor will collect all the good employees and let you have all the bad employees, and your competitor is going to drive you out of business in a hurry. And question number 5 is actually a follow-up to question number 4. And in question 4, the candidate said he successfully convinced the boss to replace the broom supplier. Okay, so in question 5, in the next question, in the following up question, just ask him, so why does this mean so much to you? An example of a good answer could be something like this. The old broom was making me slow, and I heard this notion of presenting ideas to bosses. I heard it's called managing up. So I thought I'd give it a try. I thought I would practice and improve my influence and my persuasion skills. Okay? That is a very good answer because it shows the candidate is into self-development. He is into challenging himself to venture outside his comfort zone to do what's not necessarily on the job description, but it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do because it's beneficial for everybody. The company, the team, himself, the boss, outside customers, and outside vendors. And he was willing to go the extra mile, the extra inch, or the extra mile, or the extra step to improve. Okay, constant improvement. Not only for the company, but for himself. He was challenging himself to improve himself. Not just his technical skills, but also his ability to lead, to influence and persuade. At least on that one project, okay, changing the broom, he was the leader. He showed leadership initiative. And that's a very good candidate. And he wasn't doing it to grab power. He was doing it for the greater good of the team, the company, and then outside customers and outside vendors. Question 6 and question 7 combined. Question 6. Tell me about the biggest mistake you ever made in your professional life. Notice you're not asking him about the biggest mistake he ever made in his personal life. Okay? Question 7. The next question. These two questions goes hand in hand. The next question is, so, what did you learn from that particular mistake? The biggest mistake you ever made in your professional life? You see, the beauty of the above two questions are the following. Good employees, they don't think making mistakes is shameful. They think refusing to learn from mistakes is shameful. And they have no problem sharing with others what they learned from their mistakes. And in order to share what they learned from their mistakes, they have to share what that mistake was. So good employees, they have no issue, okay, sharing the mistake they made and what they learned from their mistakes. And they believe refusing to learn from mistakes is shameful. They don't believe making mistakes is shameful. However, on the other hand, professional con artists, they never think about how to improve their skills as an employee. They think about how to improve their skills as a con artist. And they will never share their secrets as a con artist with prospective future employers, with hiring managers. Okay, that's their secret. So they won't be able to answer this question. You will see them choking on it. But a good employee, they have no problem just coming out and tell you what mistakes they made and what they learned from it. And you will also notice a sense of pride in how they learned from it. To them, that's just an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to improve, an opportunity to become better so they become more capable, so they can do more and they can contribute more, they can help more, and as a result, they can earn more for themselves. Next question. Question 8. What do you like the most about your current or your past job or your boss? And what do you like the least or what do you hate the most about your current or your past job or boss? This can be the current position or one of their past jobs on their resume. And then get a stopwatch and time their answers. If they spend 5 seconds on what they like and 30 minutes on what they hate, don't hire them. They are negative, they have a victim mentality, and you have zero hope of ever making them happy. You will never be able to please them. Okay? They will sue you for giving them a job. You want to hear the attitude that goes something like this. Oh yeah, sure, there are problems everywhere, nothing I can't handle. Besides, and plus, if there were no problems, why would you hire me? Why would anyone be paying me for? What are you paying me for if you have no problems to solve? That's the attitude. That's the mindset that you want to hire. You don't want to hire a complainer who is negative with a victim mindset. You want to hire someone who came here to solve problems. And they have that attitude of, I solve problems. Question 9. Okay? The name of the question is, what went wrong? Okay? That's not the exact wording of the question, but here's the idea. Okay? Have you ever tried to do any of the following by yourself? Okay? Say, fixing a plumbing leak in your own house, and you are not a professional plumber. Replacing a kitchen countertop, and you are not a contractor. You are not a carpenter, but you wanted to do this in your own house. Have you ever tried to replace a car stereo, and you are not a tech specializing in car radio? How many times did you have to go back to Home Depot? And have you ever got so brave? Okay, you put your entire family in a minivan and drove across the country for vacation. Okay, what can possibly go wrong? Okay, have you seen National Lampoon's Family Vacation by Chevy Chase? Okay, have you heard of Murphy's Law? Anything can go wrong. It will, and it will happen at the worst possible time. And the point here is, if you've done it, something has gone wrong. Okay, so ask the candidate. So you do this for a living? Yeah, you done this before? How many years? How many times? Okay, and do things always go smoothly? And what went wrong? Okay, you need to come up with a wording for your own industry, for your own profession, for your own situation. And if their answer is if they answer with something like this, yeah, 30-year experience, nothing ever goes wrong, nothing ever went wrong. That's a sign that he has never ever done it. Okay, nothing ever goes wrong. 30 years, yeah, he has never done it. If they answer, where do I start? Okay, and go on talking about all the things that went wrong with emotion. Okay, he's telling the truth. That is someone who has done it, and he's telling the truth.
And then moving on, right? Now you're gonna bring them in for an interview. Okay, how would you know he's telling the truth? Or how would you know he's achieving lying policy? How would you know? What would you do, Mr. 7 years? Would you call it? How many cigarettes have you stolen so far?
No, you ask them job-specific questions.
Like what?
Well, where I'm at now, we'd ask them process questions.
Like
what
what?
I do. If you're at the plant, you're by yourself, and you lose a chlorine pump, what are you going to do?
Aha! Very good. And then he's going to answer you with something he read on the internet.
Maybe.
Now what do you do now? How do you know that he's done it rather than he just read it?
Because there's stuff you would do that you do right then and there that you couldn't read in a book.
Okay. You're thinking
Job specific.
Yeah, you're thinking on the same track. Okay, you're thinking on the right track. Okay. So you ask him, so have you done it? He goes, yes, I have. Okay. How do you know he's lying? You ask him the next question. This is not the wording. You don't use this wording, but this is essentially the essence of the question. What went wrong? I'll give you the exact wording to use, all right? But you want to ask him what went wrong. If he says nothing, it means what?
He's never done it.
Yeah. Anyone here ever tried to fix a plumbing leak in your personal residence? How many? Are you a plumber?
No.
How many times did you have to go back to Home Depot?
Yeah, like 5 or 6.
Right. And they will try this. It doesn't work. Come back. Right. Yeah.
If you could find somebody.
Yeah. On a deal with Home Depot. Okay. You know how you walk in there? There's no one there to help you. Right. I was in the real estate rehab business in Philadelphia for a while. Okay. I was managing some tough construction crew. I managed the nerdiest nerds to the toughest thug. They're gonna beat me up. My team was gonna beat me up in the wrong part of town. Yeah. And as I got more and more involved, I got more and more involved, and I become more and more like, my appearance become more and more like a contractor. I started carrying the tape measure, my pants is what does, and as I got dirtier and dirtier, I got better and better service at Home Depot.
Yeah.
They viewed me as one of them. Like you're a fellow professional, right? And when they talk to me, they realize I still don't speak the language. I still don't know what I'm saying. Anyone here who tried let's say, anyone here who's raving out to put your whole family in the station wagon, drive them from here to Florida for vacation? What can possibly go wrong? Nothing, right? Anyone here seen the documentary made by Chevy Chase? Yeah, anyone has no idea what I'm talking about? National Lampoon's Family Vacation. It's on your U.S. citizenship test. It's American classic. Yeah, put your whole family in a station wagon, drive across country to Hollywood for vacation. What can possibly go wrong? When you get there, Hollywood is closed. Grandma died on the way there. You got 4 tires all blown out. You go to a small town in Nebraska gas station. So how much is 7 new tires? Oh, that depends on how much money you got in your wallet. So he says, this went wrong, that went wrong, right? You gonna trust him?
If he's right.
What if you write that on the internet? We did this all the time as an engineer.
And we have a follow-up question, okay? Just to make sure that the candidate is telling the truth about what went wrong. And the question is, so how did you fix it? So you said this went wrong, that went wrong, right? Okay, so how did you fix it? And the answer you want to hear is, yeah, so I tried ABC, that did not work. I tried DEF, and not only that did not work, I created the second problem. So I tried the next 3 letters on the alphabet, and I created a third problem. I created the fourth problem. And I was frustrated, I was scared, I didn't know what to do, but I kept on trying until I tried X and Y and a Z, and I finally solved the original problem and all the other problems I have created by myself. And because of the whole thing, I learned this and that and the other and why it went wrong. What did I not know? Why did I not know? And so on and so forth. You want to hear the frustration, the persistence, and then the pride, the final pride, and then the frustration. You want to hear the emotion in their answers. And that's how you know it's true. Okay. One day I was teaching this example in a seminar room. And then I was saying, how many times did you have to get back to Home Depot? And then a student sitting in the audience yelled out, if you can find someone at Home Depot, that's a sign that he has been to Home Depot many, many times. And we all know the experience. You get to Home Depot and you can't find an employee there to help you. There are just rows and rows and shops of merchandise, and there's no experts to help you to find what you need.
There's a follow-up question. Actually, there are 2 follow-up questions. I don't want to teach you one. I can't give away all my secrets. Follow-up question is, so how did you fix it? And again, you don't want to hear just the technical answer. You want to hear the frustration, okay, and the passion and the emotion. I tried ABC. It had no effect whatsoever. So I tried DEF. I created the second problem. I tried the next 3 letters on the alphabet. I created the third problem. I tried again. I made the thing even worse until I tried X and Y and Z. I finally fixed it. You want to observe the guy's emotion, okay? If he's done it, right, the frustration, the pain, the memory will all come back. And then he knows he's at a job interview, he shouldn't be so emotional. He should hide his emotions. So you see that he's emotional, he's upset, but he's trying to contain his anger, he's telling the truth. And in the end, you can see the relief. So I finally fixed it. Yeah, that's someone telling the truth. You can ask them, name me one thing in your life that is not your responsibility. If they can't come up with one thing, don't hire them. Everything. I have students in the back, they're managers. I don't get it. Why is that everything my responsibility? I just don't get it.
And here comes the bonus question. Bonus question number 1. It goes like this. So, why are you leaving your current place of employment? Why are you leaving? Okay. If they say, there's too much drama, usually they are the source of the drama. They are the drama. Okay. Avoid them like the plague. Do not hire them. They will do nothing but bring drama to your current place of peace and tranquility. Don't hire them. The sort of answer you want to hear should sound something like this. Oh yeah, I've learned so much in my current place. I've been there for 5 years, 10 years. I've learned so much, and I learned everything there is to learn. And I want to learn more. And I need to challenge myself to do more, learn more, do more, be more capable, so I can contribute more, have bigger fun with bigger games, and earn more money for me and my family. I'm hungry for my next challenge. That's the sort of employee you want to hire. Bonus question number 2. What is the purpose of a business? Okay, what is the purpose of a business? The right answer, the correct answer is to make money. To make money for the business owner. Any other answer implies the candidate will be nothing but trouble. You don't want to hire them.
So what's the purpose of a business? Let me ask you, what's the purpose of business? Any business?
Make money
Make money for whom?
for the corporation.
For the business owner, the shareholders, yep. If you ask them, what's the purpose of business? If they give you an answer, anything other than make money for the corporation, you're going to have a problem on your hand. You're going to have a lawsuit coming up, yep.
Bonus question number 3. Do you have any questions for me? Just ask them. Give them opportunity. Give them the opportunity to ask you any questions they may have. Do you have any questions for me? What questions do you have for me? I ask a lot of questions. It's only fair. What questions do you have for me or for our company? Okay? And their questions are indicators of their true focus. Are they focused on what are others not doing to satisfy my never-ending wants? Or are they focused on? What contributions can I make here? Okay, into the making of the pie. Okay, what will I be challenged with? What will I be learning here? And what kind of a growth opportunity do I have to grow myself, to become technically more capable and wiser and smarter and stronger in terms of my mental strength, in terms of my emotional intelligence, in terms of my emotional maturity. So I become a wiser person, a more capable person, and a bigger contributor, and be able to contribute to business and society at large. That's the sort of people you want to hire. If their question is all about what others are not doing for me to make my life easier, that's the sort of person you want to avoid. You don't want to hire them. Those are mistakes. You don't want to hire a mistake by mistake.
His entire thinking is backwards. There's a very old story to illustrate the point, and I put a Nebraska spin on it. So 150 years ago, before electricity, before lighting gas, everything, a man came home in Nebraska. It's January, 4 feet of snow outside. Okay, he looked at the cold and hard fireplace, and he says to the fireplace, "Give me heat. Give me heat first. After you give me heat, I will do the hard work of chopping wood, and then light up a fire." This is how they light up a fire back then. There was no matches. You got to do the hard work. Might take an hour, right? Their understanding of life is entirely backwards. It's entirely backwards. Not only you don't want to promote them, you don't want to hire them. Not only you don't want to hire them, you don't even want to be associated with them in life. They are all about give me. Why? Because I want to eat. I deserve free everything.
I believe in Santa Claus.
They are worse than believing in Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Yeah. They believe in, not only they think the work should come and provide, they think the work should come pamper. They should come pamper. Okay? You will notice one of the confusion is they confuse between being a customer to a corporation versus being an employee to a corporation. They want the employer to pamper them as if they were a customer to a corporation. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They are victims to a culture of marketing. They got used to marketing. Trust me, the only place will talk to you like that is the 5-star hotel front desk.